Welcome to channel viewers, Dr. J.W. Ayub, theologist. Who is ruling Australia? Behavioural-political analysis from a theologist. It's more of a therapy journey for people that are brutalised by the system at the moment. It's the only way I can put it, let's be honest. Episode 25, when Australians started recognising political, narcissistic abuse. Oh my God, I better speak to the editor about that title. When Australians started recognising political narcissistic abuse. Hold on, viewers, here we go. Well, in episode 24, I explored conscience being reclaimed from institutional dependency and the recovery of moral agency beneath political management. Well, in this episode, I'm going to examine the next threshold, recognising the abusive pattern clearly enough to begin separating from the wayward system without losing stability, dignity, or truth. Because at first, people didn't call it abuse, they called it politics, bureaucracy, media pressure, cost of living, another difficult season. And Australians kept explaining each wound separately because seeing the pattern all at once felt too heavy to carry. Then slowly another recognition began surfacing beneath the fatigue. The system did not only pressure people, it conditioned them. A man sits alone inside a fast food drive-thru after a long shift, headlights moving across the windscreen, while another announcement plays through his phone about relief, reform, safety, and national confidence. Now, the words sound caring, his body hears control, and that matters. This is happening nationally. This is happening to people right across Australia. Because political narcissistic abuse is not recognised first by slogans. It's recognised by patterns, reassurance without repair, blame shifted away from power, contradiction normalised, exhaustion used to reduce resistance, dependency deepened while dignity is rhetorically celebrated. And for Australia, we need to learn the rhythm, this political narcissistic rhythm. Crisis arrives, power expands, relief is promised, pressure remains, citizens adapt. Then, another crisis arises before recognition fully settles. And the cycle keeps people engaged, depleted, hopeful enough to remain in the game, and tired enough not to confront it. And that, viewers, is not freedom. That's capture. It is managed attachment to a wayward system. A woman sits at a kitchen drawer filled with unopened reminders, reading another letter that turns, while authority floats upward into departments, processes, and unreachable decision chains. Nobody appears cruel. That almost makes it harder, because institutional abuse often survives by sounding reasonable while slowly training people to doubt their own thresholds. You're told to be patient, be resilient, be inclusive, be understanding, be cooperative, be grateful the system is trying. But underneath the approved emotional script, something human begins resisting. The conscience whispers that compassion without truth becomes manipulation. Protection without limits becomes control. Inclusion without conscience becomes coercion, and safety without freedom becomes managed captivity. And viewers, this is where escape begins. Not by running from responsibility, by refusing psychological ownership of the system's distortions. Australia, escape begins not by running from responsibility, but by refusing psychological ownership of the system's distortions. Australians began seeing that they are not selfish for noticing deterioration, not unstable for naming contradiction, not dangerous for defending conscience, and not hateful for wanting truth, order, family, dignity, and freedom protected beneath higher authority, beneath the God-given constitution of Australia, the values, the Christian values that God gave us before Australia was even founded. You know, viewers, please listen. The older Christian fundamental foundations are the exit path of this abuse. God above government, law above rulers. And let me just say, the Christian God, the God that the Western civilization is founded on, not just any God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost of the New Testament. Law above rulers, conscience before coercion, viewers, family before bureaucracy, dignity before utility, and freedom joined to responsibility. Because a lot of freedom out there, I don't know if you've noticed, is running wild. And that doesn't make it legit. And these principles separate the citizen from institutional dependency without creating chaos. They return Australians to moral agency, truthful perception, and grounded community. Viewers, not everything can be repaired by withdrawal alone. Recovery from this system is also going to require rebuilding what manipulation has weakened. Local trust, family courage, honest speech, principled service, and the willingness to live from conscience rather than continuous institutional wayward permission. That is the escape with responsibility, not collapse into bitterness, passivity, reckless rebellion, fear, resentment, or another form of managed reaction. The drive-through speaker crackles now. The country crackles as well. And somewhere beneath the noise, another truth slowly begins surfacing. Australia, you will begin escaping political narcissistic abuse when you stop confusing system-managed survival with the freedom your inheritance already called you to defend. I'm Dr. JWA, youth theologist. Like, subscribe, comment to educate me, and share to help somebody else.